and I'm just ready to start talking about, how to simplify your life and get things done. So as I said before, I'm very organizationally challenged. I literally have so many lists, I cannot, seem to get it together and get organized. So this is a day in my life. So it's been a super long day. I picked up the kids. I have the dinner on the stove. I actually took the time to defrost the fish or the meat or whatever I'm making. I sit down with my kids after picking them up from the bus, and I look around, and it looks like a bomb went off in my living room because sadly, clean the house is something that's been on my list, but I really never get to it. So I get up, I start picking up, and then my husband calls me from the other room, telling me, I forgot to pick up milk at the store. So then I stop by my desk and I try to write down buy milk. And at that same time, I hear from the bathroom, and my son is calling for me, "Mommy, Mommy." And basically what he needs is a little help in the bathroom getting cleaned up. So does that sound like a little bit like some of your lives? I know a lot of you have young children. You're being pulled in like 100 different directions at any given moment. So for me, whether it's my house duties or the duties that I had when I was working outside the home, but now that I'm working from home, the fact remains that I'm always spinning my wheels, like literally. I'm thinking all the time. I feel busy, and I'm usually feeling stressed. And by the end of many days, I don't feel like I get anything done. So, the madness has to stop. It's 2018. I'm in the second year of leaving my job that I worked outside of the home in IT and working from home. And I really need to get organized. So I have no excuse. Like I said, I have 5 to 6 hours at home during the school year. I mean, I'm not talking about summer here, but that I should be able to get things done. Like seriously, I need to be able to accomplish something. So I just started researching for this article, and I've been researching this over time. That I found a book called Getting Things Done by David Allen. And so I went through that, checked out the website, and I really wanted to just break it down how it was going to work for me. So I wrote this up in a post, and I'm recording a video. So it will be in our blog that I will end up posting out to the group. But if you're watching now live, we can talk about it, and also you can watch the recording. So this is what I got from the book and from the article, and what I am doing now with my own organization. So first and foremost, it's a brain dump. The most important thing you should do is to empty your entire brain of all the things that have your attention. So this helps with a lot of things. It helps you get everything down that you need to do, but it also helps you sleep at night. Like seriously, some morning or some evenings, nights when I go to bed, I cannot sleep because I can't sleep because I have too much in my mind. I think of something I didn't write down. I, can't sleep unless I get up and write it down, but then I usually write it down somewhere where I can't find it in the morning. So I mean the madness. Hello, Sue. Thank you for joining me. Just talking about organization and how I'm going to go about organizing my life, my lists, my work. So the first thing is to brain dump. So the Get Things Done book calls this capture. And basically what it means is you need to record somewhere everything big and small that has your brain's attention. So this would be personal or professional. So personal would be buying milk, cleaning the house, or the living room, I should say. The house is more of a project. But anyway, I call it a project at least. But cleaning the living room, cleaning the kitchen, you have one room a week that you're going to work on. However, how you do this is not really important. You can use a paper and pen, or you can use your iPhone notepad or something like that. Just remember where you keep your lists. So then number 2, and I'm trying to do this, I have my trusty planner I always show you guys, but I also have another notebook that's lists, and it's completely unorganized, but create lists. I would want to keep my lists low. So I've had, like I said, I've fallen victim to having like 3 different notebooks, plus my iPhone, plus Trello, all with lists, tons of lists on them, and notes from meetings and things like that. Yeah, Sue, I totally need this in my life too. Like, it's insane how much I have going on with work, with my kids, with my family, personal life, and I literally have no organization to my life. So I really dug into this. And I started to implement it, and it's really starting to help. So anyway, just have less than 5 lists. I think 5 is too many. I'm thinking like 3, but like personal lists. So, or you can have just one big list with 3 different columns. So let's say you create a to-do list. So these are things that are highly actionable, meaning that you can do them quickly in 2 minutes or something like that. So things like running an errand, buying milk, send an email, make a call, that kind of thing. So then get things done. The book says clarify comes before organize, but I just grouped it into one thing, organize. To me, clarifying and organizing seems like, one and the same to me. So to clarify your task means that you need to process it and kind of see if it's actionable, see if it's something worthy of your time. So I clarify and process as I organize my lists. So I guess that's kind of bordering on multitasking, but I just feel like it's one and the same. So if you need some help in the clarify department, there's a website called A Fine Parent that I linked back to my article here on the blog that I haven't published yet, but it will be out there by tomorrow. They like to describe it this way. So when anything new pops up, you handle it using the 3 Ds. Do it, delegate it, or defer it. So do it is you know what to do, and it will take less than 2 minutes, 5 minutes. For example, if you're out of milk, you put it on the list, you're done. That takes 10 seconds to do. Or if you're in your inbox, you scan it and you respond to the easy ones. So that took you like a minute. Delegate it. So this can mean that you're not the right person for the job. For example, if your neighbor called and you need to, they need to borrow your husband's tools, just send your husband a text and tell him and get it off your list. So that's a delegate. And then defer it is you don't know what to do, or it will take more than 5 minutes, or it needs to be done at a certain time. So this website, A Fine Parent, is where I got this, and I thought it was a good quote, so I did include it in my post. Here's how we defer effectively. If we don't know what the next action is, add it to the list. If we know what if we know what the next action is, and we can accommodate it today, add it to your to-do list. Or if it must be done today, add it to your to-do list. If we know what the next action should be on it, and it cannot be accommodated today, decide when to do it, and then add it to your calendar. And then if it has a fixed date and it needs to be done on, add it to your calendar. So this is all part of organizing, and I feel like this will become second nature as you get in the habit. But as you complete, these items, you place them on your list, create the appropriate lists. Like I said, I have one to-do list that has like different columns, like emails or calls or errands, basically. Whatever works for you. I do it on paper and I put it in my planner. So like a to-do list is on paper, but then I have a project list, which is like bigger things that can't be done in 2 minutes. And I put that in Trello. You can have Trello, Trello. You can create a free Trello account to have boards, which has to-do lists. So I feel like more personal appointment type stuff goes in my calendar, my paper calendar, which sometimes gets transferred to my phone. Trying to get better at having those mirror each other. But anyway, every week or a few days, I look at my to-do list in Trello and I then break it out onto my planner. So that's your calendar. So as you're organizing and clarifying, you have your lists and then your calendar. So if there's times coordinated with your lists, that's when I take my to-do list in my Trello and report it down into whatever day I can get it done in my calendar. So I just wanted to take a note on this step, organizing in creating to-do lists, and actually, sorry, I'm going to back up. You want to review how your week went. That's the next step, and that's part of the Get Things Done book. Were you able to feel like you got a lot done? Did you feel accomplished or productive? Or was your week just a total waste? I know that there's been several weeks, and I would say my entire first year working from home, I felt like I wasted half of it, I swear. So I'm determined not to do that this year. So then the final step would be to take your lists in your calendar and just, that's my timer because I do have to leave in a little bit. I set timers when I work too because I tend to, go off. So I just want to make a note about doing it. The last step would be just to execute your lists and your calendar appointments and go out and do what you set out to do. And I just want to make a quick note about that. Multitasking, I just mentioned it a little bit before. Really try to focus on one thing at a time. As I was writing my post, I totally wanted to look at my email, and in fact, I should have just closed down those tabs because it's such a temptation. Facebook too, but really I just sat down, I set my timer, I worked on the post because otherwise you spend all that time wasting. And I wrote another post about it, 6 ways that I efficiently manage productivity, and some of it was setting a timer for like 50 minutes and then taking a 10-minute break. That was called Pomodoros. There's another productivity guru out there called Pomodoro, where he uses Pomodoros, which is basically a throwback to those little tomato timers. So the overall idea is just setting a timer, doing the work, and then taking a break so that you can remain focused on one thing at a time and get it done. So what do you think? I'm done talking about it. Do you have any tips that you use that helps you organize? I would be welcome to hear these in the comments. I definitely am an organizational challenged person. I'm really working on that. I would say if I made a New Year's resolution, that's what it is, because it's really hard, especially when you're managing more than your own life. So I would love to hear other people's suggestions, but I just wanted to get out there and say hello. I'm back from vacation. I'm back on top of things, and hopefully I will get out live 1 or 2 more times this week to share with you the latest, and hope you have a great week. So happy Tuesday, and we'll talk to you later.